Morning Carmel Catholic, it's 8:02. Let's get into some current events. Yesterday, mediators and Israeli negotiators met to come up with a way to ceasefire in Gaza. The Biden administration and their alliances called in a meeting last week trying to formulate a way to ceasefire in Gaza for the best hope to avert the anticipated Iranian-led counterattacks for the recent assassinations of Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, the political and military organization governing the Israeli Gaza Strip since 2007. Next up, the Biden administration on Thursday unveiled the results of landmark drug price negotiations between Medicare and pharmaceutical companies. The negotiated prices, which take effect in 2026, are expected to save billions of dollars for Medicare, which is a program funded by taxpayers. The 10 drugs subject to negotiations include widely used blood thinners and arthritis medications. Had the new prices been in effect last year, administration officials said, Medicare would have saved $6 billion, which would have reduced its spending on those drugs by 22%. Finally, Six Flags Great America in Gurnee announced that it will be opening a new roller coaster in 2025 that will feature the world's steepest drop and the most inversions on a dive coaster. Six Flags Great America debuted the ride, dubbed the Wrath of Rakshasa, on Thursday morning. Wrath of Rakshasa will be the steepest and most inverted dive coaster in the world. Towering at 180 feet, the dive coaster will pause before plummeting to a 171-foot drop at a beyond vertical 96 degrees that feels like a descent into the abyss. That's all we have for current events. Next up, Maggie McConville sits down with Dr. Algram.
Welcome back. I'm Maggie McConville here with Dr. Algram, our new interim principal, to talk about the start of the school year and just some other stuff. So, from what I understand, you were a teacher before you were an interim principal, right?
I was. I did some other work and then decided to come back to Carmel
Yeah.
and teach and coach and do what I could. And so I did that for last school year. And then when they needed somebody to step in as interim principal for this year, I had done some administrative work in the past. And so Dr. Bonham asked me if I would step in and be the interim principal. So I'm honored.
Yeah, and you graduated from Carmel, right?
I did. I was in the class of 1983, and I know everybody thinks their class is the best, but mine certainly was.
Right,
So
definitely not the class of 25.
No.
But so how do you feel that Carmel's changed? Obviously there's been like a few renovations, but...
Yeah, the building is beautiful. So when I was here, there was just more of the framework of the inside of the school, and now there's all the fine arts areas and all the science areas. So the school itself is much more beautiful in regards to the building itself. But what is the same is the culture of the students and faculty together in a caring environment where we worry about spiritual and academic and personal growth. has
Absolutely.
stayed the same over time.
And that's something that's like really special about Carmel is that like the community and the people that we have and the norms that we set. So like, how do you think that we've seen those norms like play out, especially over the first days of the new school year?
Yeah, well, so Mass was awesome. So I thank everyone for your great participation in Mass to start the school year. It was a little early for us, so I know everybody was a little worried about that, but it went off great and everybody had a wonderful spiritual experience. So that was a great start of our school year. And knowing that our spiritual development is at the core of Carmel,
Yeah.
right, it was great to kick it off.
Absolutely. Do you have any plans or anything that you want to focus on for the rest of the year?
So one thing that I want to, eventually I want to have some serious conversations just with students about making sure they're making smart choices, on social media and on their phones, and just to make sure we continue those discussions, because that is a serious issue. And so we'll eventually talk a little bit more about that. But ultimately, I just want to make sure over the course of the year that we, continue to do the good things that Carmel has done for a long, long time and highlight those things.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm sure we're going to have a great year.
Thanks, Dan.
CDN News will be right back with Mr. Franklin, Father Christian, and Miss Kurger for Carmel Today.
Welcome back to CDN News Now, and I'm joined again with Father Christian. Carmel Today is back.
Carmel Today
Good
is
morning.
back.
And welcome, Miss Kurger,
Yeah.
to Carmel Today.
Tthank you.
Our greatest
am I the
guest.
first guest?
It's your first guest.
First
First guest of the year.
You
I'm
wanted
so
that.
honored.
You wanted to do this last year.
Well, Father put it on my calendar,
It
so
was
I
a
feel like
Google
I
calendar
had to.
invite like 8 months ago.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about what happened in campus ministry, ministry and mission over the summer. We had some really cool. I mean, obviously we had 4 retreats.
Yeah, shout out to G195.
You mean 194 as the greatest girls retreat of all time. But
Sure.
yeah, but what else? So
Boys
we also
212.
did something else in Waukegan.
Yeah, so Franklin and I, we went to Habitat for Humanity in Waukegan, took a group of students, and it was really a great service trip.
Yeah.
Students had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun just
Yeah.
learning new skills, and
Yeah.
they got to go on the roof and do some roofing, and
It was-
I don't know how they got up there, but
I wasn't going up there.
I was definitely not going up there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. A
but
lot
it
of
was
scaffold
great.
work. Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. I mean, I think doing something like that for a community that touches ours for sure is so valuable. I mean, I think it was a lot of it was hard work. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we sweat a lot and it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot, it was humid. I was so sore at the end of
Yeah.
it. But it was such a great experience, and definitely something that we want to continue to do moving forward.
Yeah, and then I think the relationship that we have with them now, I think we were talking about doing inside work over the winter time. So there's gonna be plenty of opportunities. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna go back for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
We'd
yeah.
love to have you again.
Yeah, yes. I'm sure they'd love to have all of
Yeah.
us. And then Jewel's still going on.
Yep, yeah. So we did the food pantry at Santa Maria del Popolo, and that still goes on every Friday. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. We'd love to get any students on that are interested in helping us out on Fridays. So
What do you think the impact is, Father Christian, of like just helping communities like in these small but kind of impactful ways? you know?
Sure, I think of the gospel and Jesus's
Of course.
commandment, Jesus says in John 13, it's John's version of the Last Supper, and it's washing of the feet. But Jesus says, I give you a new commandment, love one another as I have loved you. That is how they will know that you are my disciples. So it gets back to Jesus' own example, and that's why, as Ms. Kurger mentions, and we mention as a school community, as faculty and staff, that service, Christian service, is so important because it's that formative piece that we're so proud of, because it goes back to the mission, and it goes back to the gospel, it goes back to Christ. And it's so cool for us to go out and about, like partnering with the awesome Santa Maria del Popolo Parish, because it shows that it's not just me or one particular place, but there's more out there, there's more people out there, and we're all interconnected with each other as church.
Yeah.
So if students want to get involved with Santa Maria or with Habitat for Humanity, where do they go? Where should we push them today?
So I would say primarily on Mobile Serve. So, and the freshmen, I'm going to get them signed up in theology classes starting next week.
Okay.
But Mobile Serve is where I post all of the service opportunities that I know that are available. Then also to the website of Christian Service, and then just shoot me an email. Happy to help.
Awesome. And finally today, Father Christian would like us to ask him some Bible
Trivia.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maybe a
Thank
little
you for
trivia
asking.
for us,
You
yes.
know, in Matthew's Gospel, there are 5 discourses of Jesus. So there are 5. It's the Sermon on the Mount. It's the mission discourse, so the sending of the apostles. Then there's the parabolic discourse, so when Jesus is saying the kingdom of God is like. And then you have the church discourse, and then the end times discourse.
Okay.
Awesome.
Maybe we could make this a game.
Wow.
That could be fun.
Okay.
Maybe in the future we can make this a game, and then the
Bible
students,
trivia on
Bible
CDN.
trivia students could answer. And
We do have Bibleopoly.
we do have Bible.
Oh, we do, yes, in campus ministry.
In
Stop
campus
by.
ministry, stop by.
Yeah. What a week. What a week that was. All right, for Carmel today, I'm Mr. Franklin and Father Christian, and for Ms. Kurger, we will see you next week. Have a good day, Carmel.
Welcome back. Seniors received an email yesterday from the College and Career Center that included information about the upcoming Senior and Family College Bound Night. The email also covered other events and information that seniors should know. In addition to checking this email, please remember to fill out the cap and gown information that Mr. Donner sent out at orientation. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors all have the opportunity to become shadow guides. See Mr. McCormick's email for more information on how to apply and when training is. An important note for our athletes, please make sure your IHSA physical has not expired. If so, you must submit an updated form before walking on the field. That's all we have for today. I'm Caitlin Javinsky for CDN News. Have a fascinating Friday, Carmel.